What up, y'all? Nice rainy day in Bordeaux. It's funny because when it rains in Los Angeles, you get pissed. I get pissed. I guess I'm just so used to it being sunny in California. When it rains, I'm like, why is it raining outside? But over here, it seems like it's supposed to rain. But anyway, today I was going to talk about homestays versus apartments. So, as you know, you get to choose whether you want to stay in a homestay or an apartment, and whoever your coordinator is will do their best to find your preference. For me, the coordinator was Nicole, and she asked me my preference, and I said an apartment. The reason I chose an apartment is because I'm a little older, and I've been living on my own for 9 years now, and I didn't want to stay in a homestay with the family. And sometimes a lot of times I like just being to myself, so I don't want to be like in the house cooped up in my room when they were probably expecting me to be down with the family, whatever they were doing. Or the other thing is I'm vegan, so I don't want them to put the food in front of me and always wondering how come I'm not eating, or I didn't want to inconvenience them and have them always looking for fruit for me. I'm coming down to dinner and everybody's chomping down on their steak, and I got my bananas. So, and the other thing is I'm black, so I didn't know how the French would react to a black person living in their house. I didn't know if they'd have kids, whether they want me around their kids, whether they suspicious of black people. Since I've never been outside of the country, I thought it would be similar to America, where the black and white spectrum has an effect on a lot of relations. So ultimately, my landlord didn't look at the situation like, here's a black guy coming, he might be dangerous, he might steal our stuff, we don't want him around our kid type of thing. That's not how he viewed it. They looked at it more like it's an apartment, it's going to be his own place, we just want our rent. I don't know how it would have been if it would have been a homestay. It might have been different, I don't know. But in this situation, it wasn't the same thing. Those are some of the reasons that made me, veer towards an apartment. And the apartment is cool. I got my own room. I come and go as I please. I don't have to tell the landlords anything. Sometimes I come in the house, it's my apartment, so I don't have to tell them, hey, I'm running out, I'll be back here, and this and that. So one of my friends who's also in the program has a homestay, and when I told him about the apartment, he wants to switch. So in his homestay, though, the thing you got to consider is the apartment costs more. And with the homestay, it's less, it's cheaper, and you got your meals. It's not a big deal for me because the store is right down the street, and there's a lot of markets in Quartier Saint Michel. So I just go there and buy some fruit, some potatoes, whatever I want for the day. For them, they get to come downstairs and the food is already for them, or they get to come wherever the meal is going to be, and the food is already for them. So, I've already been inside of my manager's flat, and it's basically like a house. I don't know if they'll let me make a video of their flat, but we'll see. But if I was in there, I'd probably have some type of room upstairs, and then come downstairs and have dinner, breakfast, whatever. And contrary to what we've learned about the French and their privacy in their home, it was the complete opposite in their house. They invited me into their flat. They showed me the living room. They showed me the kitchen. Right now they're renovating their house. They took me upstairs. They tell us in the books that in the French houses all the doors are closed, and the French really value their privacy. And when I went upstairs, all the doors were open. They have a 5-year-old, and his room was open. They had the toys and everything everywhere. And then they have a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old. Both of their rooms' doors were open. So the parents' room was wide open. They took me into their room, showed me they have a patio in the master bedroom. they have a patio so that they go outside, and they have, lawn chairs and a few umbrellas just in case they want to be in the shade or whatever. But it's just nothing like what they tell us in the books. Like, maybe that's pertaining to Parisians. It could be a big cultural difference between Parisians and the French from Bordeaux, but I'm just not getting the same. I'm just not experiencing all the generalizations that are told to us, that were told to us in orientation, and that are told to us in our classes in America. Like, it's almost like, I remember when I first started working at Metro, we did training downtown for 4 weeks, and then when we got to actually driving the buses on our own, a lot of the old timers and a lot of the supervisors and everybody was like, man, all that stuff you learned downtown, throw that shit out the window. Like, none of that applies. So it's almost like that, like all the shit we learned about the French, it's like in the books and the orientation, it's like, and throw that shit out the window because your experience may be totally different. It's another advantage of the homestay is you get to talk French with the family all the time. Me, I have to go out and find people to speak French. So a lot of times I leave, I go to the park. Like today, I'm sport. Since it's raining, I'm not going to go outside, and so I might miss a day of getting to learn some new French vocabulary. But if it stops raining, then I'll go out there. So, but like I said, my friend, he has this homestay, and he's having some trouble getting to school on time. I don't think that matters, like the location, because you just got to get on the train earlier to get there. But I think he just, I think he personally, being a guy or whatever, he just doesn't want to be in a household with some kids. I think they got like they're like a 4 and a 5-year-old or something. And, just one of those things you got to consider, like, whether you want to be in the crib, get a little awkward sometimes, and a lot of times you can't understand what's going on. If you got, like my landlord, the wife, she doesn't speak English to me, so, a lot of times I'm like, huh, and I keep on going. And the husband, he speaks English to me, and she's always yelling at him, telling him to speak French. So those are things you got to consider, whether you want to be around a family, have your meals prepared for you, have to tell them when you're leaving and coming and going or whatever. You might not have to tell them that. Every landlord might be different. They might not treat you like a child or treat you like their child. They might just let you come and go as you please, do what you want to do. You might be able to sit in your room if you want to, whatever. But for me, this just works out better. It's like I have my own place. I have to pay more, and I have to, go get my own food, my own groceries. But that's fine with me because I'm already used to living on my own. So, just some things to consider. With my apartment, the landlord, they put a lot of things in here. It came furnished. I had a bed, covers, towels. I have all the cleaning products I need for the bathroom. They gave me, anything I asked for. I had to go, buy a shaver because the wattage in Europe ranges, I think standard is 220 watts, but a lot of American products only go up to 110 watts. So I had to go buy some clippers. But he came and he tried to give me some clippers. He's like, here, will these work? I tried to use them, and I fucked up my neck. A lot of the blades were really dull, so it was pulling out the hair. But you've already seen the apartment. It had the table, the TV. I haven't turned on the TV. I guess there's some type of cable or something, but I don't watch TV. So, but there was a refrigerator. And everything was here, so it wasn't like an apartment like you're coming to your spot and you gotta find a couch and furniture. And I don't know if it'll be like that for all apartments, but pretty much for this one, everything was in there. My apartment is right next to the landlord's apartment, so it's not like it's all the way down the hall, 10 feet down the hall or anything like that. Matter of fact, I'll just show you. But As soon as you come up the stairs, I'll show you in a second. As soon as you come up the stairs, their apartment is on the left, mine is on the right. Noise wise, that was another thing my friend was saying. I guess he can't be too noisy. Like, I make my videos, I have music playing all the time on full blast on my cell phone and on my laptop. I talk on the phone, you know, because right now I don't have a European cell phone or a number. I'm using Viber and Magic Jack to make Wi-Fi calls to the U.S. And also, the landlord had Wi-Fi, so they gave me the code to it, and it's on my computer and it's on my cell phone. So, you know, so my basic point is getting the apartment wasn't like I missed out on a bunch of amenities. I got the same exact thing I would get if I stayed in there, except I got my own room and my own living room and everything, my own kitchen. So those are some things you might want to consider. You know, maybe when you put on your preference, wherever country you're going to, maybe the coordinator, you could tell them that you're looking for these type of amenities in an apartment if that's what you want, where you want to stay, and maybe they could find that for you. So, all right, y'all. See you on the next one.